sprayer. This is my son Jason. He's the one that runs it, and we're from Steamboat Rock, Iowa. Basically half corn, half bean. This field right here is corn this year. Next year it'll be beans. We basically chisel plow everything. We got a Landau soil ripper. We've done that since my dad. I graduated in 1976, and I know we weren't plowing then, so because I basically never have plowed. And
majority of our ground's light timber soil, and you have to open that up.
Kind of tried no-till a little bit. I'm not going to say it's all bad, but I'm still a little bit of a believer in the deep ripping.
We have 1,710 acres that I'm running over. Right now, corn, we just do a single pass. Beans, usually, well, last year, and probably thinking this year, I run over 3 times, which is about 850 acres of beans that I run over 3 times. We've always been able to cover our post-spray until the aphids come out in the beans. That was kind of the big deal for getting a self-propelled. We had the elevator the first 2 or 3 years spraying for our aphids, and there were some times I didn't feel they were getting out there quick enough because they were so busy spraying everybody else's. So that was kind of one of the main things for getting our own self-propelled, so we were able to do that ourselves and get out there when we felt we needed to be out there to do the best job of doing that, getting the sprayed for the aphids. Our philosophy is, if the elevator misses a patch, they've really screwed up. If we miss a patch, it's a test spot for us.
You know, we looked at the John Deere, the Rogator, Red Ball, we looked at that one and stuff.
We're not very easily talked into doing something else, and John Deere just priced themselves out of it.
Yeah, I would say that was 90% of our decision is I could go a new Apache, we give $155,000 for this sprayer. I would have had to gone to get a John Deere or a Rogator or Hagee or something. We'd have had to gone 5-6 years old with 1,000 to 1,200 hours on it.
And not get any more of a sprayer. And the tank is about an 800-gallon tank on that particular sprayer. Your pump's got 1,000 hours on it. My feeling is you're buying somebody else's problems. And the big deal on that is we've got a brand new sprayer for the cost of what a used one would be, and who knows what problems you would have. We had a pull type with a 45-foot boom on it, 750-gallon tank. It took both of us running that pretty much all day. The sprayer never stopped, and we get maybe 200 acres covered, and that was a big day. Going from a 45-foot boom at 6 mile an hour to a 90-foot boom at 10.5 mile an hour, it's not a big push. We're able to cover the acres, get them done, and not have to worry about, well, we've got to spray today because we got to get it done, but it's too windy or it's too wet. We can kind of pick and choose when we want to go.
I was tired because I was the one that run the 45-foot boom sprayer, and I don't run this one, so I feel great now, you know.
Spraying's a lot more relaxed. The most I've gotten done so far is 350. 300's a real easy day. 350's a long day, but with the bigger fields, we don't have a problem covering that.
You know, we don't really start spraying before 9 o'clock in the morning, and we usually quit by 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So,
and have done 350
and I've done our
acres.
350 acres in that time frame, you know.
So I would say it'd be no problem to get 4 to 450 done. Yeah, if we would start at 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and spray till 8 o'clock at night, there'd be no problem. It's just
we don't do 500 acres a day, you know.
We don't have to. Thing that the Apache has done for us, of course, we get done considerably less time. With our old sprayer, we could take the water truck, park it at the field. One of us could leave and go do something else. Where now, he's got to stick with me because it is so productive. And instead of it taking 6-7 days to spray 800 acres of corn, we're doing it in 2.5.
Yeah. On a nice 80-acre field, we can load the sprayer, spray it out, and be back in an hour. You know, well, I mean, so you're only talking, what, 40 minutes, 45 minutes spraying time to spray 50 acres. So that's, I mean.
He has a hard time as it is coming home to get the water truck filled back up. The biggest problem we have is getting the tender truck, which is a good problem to have because that means I'm getting the acres done.
Yeah. Where the sprayer has really helped us is when it's time to spray, we can wait. If it's blowing 20, 25 mile an hour wind today, we ain't gonna spray. And because tomorrow, if there ain't no wind, we can just get done so much more that we wait for more opportune times. I'll say it that way, you know. Now, if we had a lot more acres, that would be a different deal. You'd have to run a little harder.
It's really allowed us for some relaxation spraying. I have the height sensors. That added a lot. That's a very nice thing to have on here.
Because our fields aren't level. And
when I had to actually run the boom manually, let's just say there was a lot of dirt turned over from the tips of the booms just because it's just nice having that.
In our situation, the way our fields aren't level, trying to adjust the height all the time.
It just, after running it with the auto height and then having to do it without it, it's, for me, it was next to impossible.
We're kind of in the middle of our operation right here where we're at. So if from one end to the other, we're probably looking at 20 miles.
The Apache runs me with the terrain I have going north to that field. I'm going to say I run anywhere from 11 to 27 miles an hour, which we've got a couple big hills that it makes it hard for a tractor to even pull it up those hills. So I've been real happy with how this goes, and I like the 27 to 28 miles an hour, just moving field to field. It's cut down on moving time tremendously too, where our old sprayer we could go 19 miles an hour.
Well, our water truck that we have, it's not a real high-powered thing, and if he takes off and I'm completely full, he can almost outrun me, you know.
It's got plenty of clearance right now for everything I do. I mean, it's got twice as much clearance as what I really need.
Before.
But I did have one field where just the other day I snuck through shoulder high corn, and you couldn't even tell I drove through it. It makes it nice if I have to go somewhere, but right now it's a perfect fit for us.
And even spraying the beans for aphids, we don't have any trouble.
I have no clearance issues now. The sprayer is just a perfect fit for what we use it for. I had the little strip that runs the screen came out, and somewhere or another it caused the computer board to go out, and I called Brokaw, and they got the parts I needed. They came right down, and we kind of somewhat trial and error. We weren't sure if it was the screen or if it was the computer board. It turned out to be the computer board. We got that put in, and I feel they came very quick. I mean, I called them on a Friday. They were here on a Monday.
Well, because they had to get the part.
Part.
I mean, if they'd had the part on hand, I'd have felt they'd have been there that afternoon.
But as far as it goes, and I feel the dealership did absolutely everything they possibly could to try and get this sprayer back up and running in a timely fashion. I've got excellent visibility all the way around. I have no problems seeing what I want to see. If I want to look at the boom, it's clearly visible out of the back window. I can see anything out in front of me, down below me, on each side of me. Excellent visibility, 360 degrees.
I rode in, a friend of mine has a John Deere sprayer, and I rode with him, and I haven't run this one hardly at all, but the thing that I liked about this one versus the John Deere, in the John Deere you couldn't see the front tires very well, so you was kind of, I don't know, it just didn't feel natural, where with this one you can see the front tires, and I think you can stay on the row easier with this one than the John Deere. And the guy that was running it kind of made that comment too. He says, I have a hard time seeing my front tires to tell where I'm at.
But,
you know.
But on that, this sprayer is very maneuverable in the field. Riding in that John Deere, it just seemed too big, too big and clumsy, where the Apache is real maneuverable around in the fields, easy to get about anywhere you want to go.
A lot of people, you know, well, it's mechanical drive, it's not four-wheel drive. But I tell you, I like the mechanical drive.
Last year I left 2-foot ruts in the field. We've had to spray everything fairly wet.
Yeah.
Because we just couldn't wait for it to dry out. And when you look back and you see 1 to 2 foot ruts behind you and you're still moving, I've seen row gators actually pulled one out of the field that dropped into the mud and the hydraulic motors just quit turning. And with the Apache, the wheels keep turning, you keep moving, and you get yourself out of it. I don't like the hydraulic motors on the other sprayers, and being four-wheel drive really didn't seem to matter, because that just took the front end down and it was dead. It couldn't do anything. I actually had a person looking at a self-propelled sprayer. This happened just 3 weeks ago, and I just simply told him to come out and ride with me sometime. I mean, he's looking at the John Deeres, he's looking at the Haggies, nothing ever said about the Apaches, and I go, I really like my Apache. If you get serious about looking at a self-propelled sprayer, just come ride with me. You know, and we'll sit in the cab, see what it's like. He was from up north here a little bit, not real close, but we do have some fields around him. And that, I can't exactly tell him why I like the Apache, but if I get him in the cab with me and can kind of explain things to him, I really feel about anybody would actually consider looking at him when you're talking with somebody who would not even consider looking at the Apache.
I would say at the time we decided to trade, unless something really changes, yes, I definitely would go back to an Apache.
I've had no issues with the way this thing handles, the way it runs, the way it's built. It's built strong enough to stand up to me. I haven't broke anything on it yet. I feel it is a very good product. We had some guys that said you're not going to be happy with it because it's not what you're used to, meaning on the John Deere side of things. You got to stay with that. I don't agree with that. It's been just absolutely an excellent investment for us. I'm very happy.